Now maybe you have a question, then what is WebGIS? How to learn WebGIS, right? Let me tell you about this. What is WebGIS? We have short time. In these few minutes, I need to show you something more interesting in GIS, which is WebGIS. WebGIS means the combination of web and GIS. Let's play with WebGIS in the field of GIS. After completing this lecture, we will learn what is WebGIS, definition, desktop GIS, key elements of WebGIS, basic steps of WebGIS, model of WebGIS, advantages of WebGIS. What is WebGIS? WebGIS is the combination of two systems. Number one is web or internet and another one is GIS, which is Geographic Information System. It is a technology that is used to display and analyze spatial data on the internet, not in the desktop GIS software. We can do our GIS work in the internet, in the web. This is known as WebGIS. As example, Google Map, in where we can easily identify any location. By clicking any location, we can get the pop-up window, which is nicely view the information, the attributes of a particular information. Even we can see the picture also, is not it? So it combines the advantages of both internet and also GIS. So this is the power of WebGIS, in where we don't need to buy any software. We don't need to learn any difficult GIS terms. We can easily use WebGIS interface. Say in Google Map, before using Google Map, have you trained about Google Map? It's very easy. So WebGIS is very easy to learn, easy to understand. So it offers public a new means to access spatial information without owning any expensive GIS software. Now let's see the definition of WebGIS. WebGIS defined as a distributed information system comprising at least a server and a client. In here in this image we can see this portal is the server which manages everything about your WebGIS project, and it will distribute the client, your WebGIS output. And who are your client? The client is a web browser. Say here we can see the web browser, desktop or a device, which means the mobile apps also. A desktop application, say in Google Map, from their server we can see Google Map in our computer. And the desktop application, for desktop application example, we can say Google Earth. For this purpose, we need to install this Google Earth application in our desktop. Without this, we can't use Google Earth. And mobile application, it's very easy, your Gmap apps in your Android phone or iPhone, and many more. The server has a URL so that clients can find it on on the web. Say in case of Google Map, without knowing the link of Google Map, can you use it? The link is www.googlemap.com. So the server has a URL so that client can find it on the web. Now let's see desktop GIS versus web GIS. Simple, a desktop GIS is installed and operates on a personal computer. User can only display, update, query and analyze geographic data locally. A desktop GIS is not accessible on a server or externally, therefore limiting access to how and where it can be managed. Compare this to a web GIS, and an organization can reduce lead times. Not only times, they can reduce their cost also. WebGIS creates the way of access for the group of users. WebGIS can be used by dozens or hundreds of users simultaneously. Say, in my previous lecture, I already said, in your desktop GIS work, if you create your desktop GIS project by individual, you want to share your this WebGIS project with a group of people, what you need to do? All you can do is just using your pen drive or print your this map and share with other user by a group meeting. So in WebGIS, you can easily share your GIS output simultaneously to the society, say to a group of people. Anyone can see your this GIS output by using the power of WebGIS. So this is the facilities of WebGIS rather than desktop GIS. Present is desktop GIS. The future is WebGIS. Now let's see the key elements of WebGIS. There are 5 essential elements in every WebGIS application. These includes a web application, digital base map, operational layer. Say a web application. Without creating a web interface, can you create your WebGIS project in where you are going to upload your this GIS project? So before that, we need to develop the web application. After that, we need to create a digital base map by using our desktop GIS. Then we need to create operational layer with its database. After that, we need to add some tasks and tools. Say in Google Map, we just have a map. We can't browse it, we can't zoom in, zoom out. All we can do is just see this map and see the feature. Will it be fruitful or is it usable to publicly? No. For this purpose, we need to add some tasks and tools. At least zoom tool, map panning tool, and many tools. If you want to add more tools like attribute table, information table by clicking, you can add these tools in your WebGIS project. This is the another essential elements of WebGIS. This is task and tools. One or more geodatabase. As I already have said, GIS means map with information. Without information, without database, we can't consider this as GIS. Now let's see basic steps of any WebGIS project. First of all, we need to create the map creation. Then second step is web interface development. After that, we need to create a web interface. Then we need to upload that map into this web interface which is developed. Then we need to add tools and access for user. We need to create the access of a particular user or group of user, or we can create access publicly. Now let's see the model of WebGIS. This is the model of WebGIS, and the core area of WebGIS is this one, which is server, and at the back end we have a WebGIS specialist who is managing everything about this WebGIS project and this core point by using GIS server and author. And this area is the user for whom we are creating this WebGIS project. User can be a GIS user, a mobile user, or a web user who can use this WebGIS just only by using any browser, say Google Chrome or Mozilla, whatever. Now let's see advantages of WebGIS. WebGIS is a powerful mapping and analytical functionality expresses within a web browser. Because of the increased power of customization, WebGIS can now better support learning standards-oriented content in the natural and social science. No longer is it necessary to teach learner how to use GIS before teaching the disciplinary content of interest. So say, have you need to learn about Google Map, or do you need to complete any training before using Google Map? So WebGIS is very easy to use. WebGIS introduces distinct advantages over traditional desktop GIS, including the following: a global reach, large number of users, better cross-platform capability, low cost as average by the number of users, easy to use, unified updates, diverse applications, and so on. So this is all about WebGIS. Thanks for watching, and obviously always enjoy GIS and play with GIS in your field. It could be architecture, it could be civil engineer, whatever. You can play and enjoy with GIS in your field. So here is the end of my speech. And thank you, Roy, for this wonderful introduction to me. And it was a nice beginning. And sorry for this delay. I was at hospital with my mother and little sick today. I was staying at hospital these few days.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Shahriar. And I really hope you and your mother can recover soon and stay safe.
Pray for
Yeah,
her.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. And in the next section, we will take hands-on demo about urban land use to find out hidden information with GIS statistic analysis methods and guide you to build a 3D sense with traditional vector data and novel practice efforts. After that, we will have a test regarding those operations. Now, let's welcome Ms. Zhang Mengyi, Lecturer of GIS International Training College of CSGPC.